This Saturday, the number 2 seed San Francisco 49ers take on the number 7 seed Seattle Seahawks in the wild card round. It will be the third matchup between them this season, as they've already played 2 divisional games already. And the weather looks to be miserable. About 57 degrees with heavy showers and gusting winds. The 49ers are at home with an 8-1 record at home this season, 2-0 against Seattle, outscoring them 48-13 and only allowing 1 touchdown. So far, Kyle Shanahan's postseason record with the 49ers is 4-2, 2-0 at Levi Stadium, 1-0 in a wildcard game last year against Dallas on the road. Pete Carroll's playoff record is 10-8, 5-2 in the wildcard games, 3-1 on the road, 3-6 overall in the playoffs on the road. However, he does boast a winning record against Kyle Shanahan, going 8-4, and Seattle owning the record of the rivalry with 30 wins to 17 losses. But as of recently, things have been flipping around. Now, Pete Carroll's Seahawks have played spoiler a few times and upset several teams in the playoffs in early rounds, including the Beastquake game against New Orleans and an upset against RG3 and the Washington Commanders. Geno Smith's career has found new life in Seattle under Pete Carroll's tutelage. Just like Pete Carroll coached Russell Wilson, he's doing the same thing with Geno. Sadly, though, it seems a lot of people would take Geno Smith over Russell Wilson these days. Geno, throwing for 30 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, and over 4,000 yards, should certainly win Comeback Player of the Year. On top of that, you have Kenneth Walker III, who is a rookie and rushed for 1,000 yards and 9 touchdowns. DK Metcalf, the perfect receiver, is big, fast, and strong. And on the other side, you have Tyler Lockett, a big playmaker receiver, the veteran, also a good possession receiver. Noah Fant is also an athletic tight end who can get open and make big plays occasionally. And also be on the lookout for Marquise Goodwin, an Olympic athlete and also a former 49er who knows Kyle Shanahan's system. On the 49ers side, you will have Brock Purdy, starting quarterback for the 49ers in his first playoff appearance. Kyle decided to go with the hot hand and rule Jimmy out. It may have something to do with Garoppolo having less than stellar games in bad weather over the last few seasons, particularly in Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Chicago. Games like those, for example. Brock Purdy will have the service of Christian McCaffrey, who's just been an all-star since he's gotten to the 49ers. Deebo Samuel is now healthy. Brandon Ayuk has played a full season and reached 1,000 yards. And George Kittle, who has great chemistry with Brock Purdy and had a career-high 11 touchdowns. And quietly, Jawan Jennings has been one of the better slot receivers in the league when it comes to big third down catches. These matchups where teams play for a third time in one season, you never know where they're going to go. Often they are very hard to predict, but I see the 49ers edging this one out. I see them being able to beat Seattle, even though Pete Carroll always plays the 49ers tough. I see the weather being a big factor helping the 49ers here, as they use the run to their strength and their defense. Geno Smith has been sacked 45 times and has fumbled the ball 8 times. With the wind being a factor also, it'll be hard to get that long ball off, where the 49ers have been exposed this season. Hufanga has not been the greatest cover safety, and the 49ers, when the pass rush does not get there, do get exposed on the deep ball. Geno Smith is not Russell Wilson, however, and he's not a mobile quarterback like the ones we've seen the 49ers have trouble with in the past. Throughout 8 quarters so far, the Seattle Seahawks offense has only been able to put up 1 touchdown against the 49ers. This bodes to be a very bad matchup for Seattle, as they are 30th in run defense and allow the most receiving yardage to running backs by far. Jerick McKinnon, a former 49er, now with the Kansas City Chiefs, tore up the Seattle defense, and so did Christian McCaffrey in their game in Week 15. Look for the 49ers to continuously run the ball, not only because of the weather, but because of the lack of experience for Brock Purdy. Also in that game where he threw 2 touchdowns against Seattle, he was also injured. He had injured ribs and an oblique. In this game, he is completely healthy. If the 49ers just continue to run the ball and dink and dunk it down the field with soft passes and don't turn the ball over and let their defense and their special teams do the work, they'll come away with the win fairly easily. Seattle is in dead last in allowing yards after the catch, and that's where the 49ers' bread and butter is. Jordan Mason has been a nice mix-in with Christian McCaffrey and Elijah Mitchell in a change of pace back, weighing 225 pounds. Sticking him in later in the game while Seattle's defense is exhausted will be the key to victory. They've also played, Seattle's defense that is, has played the most snaps in the NFL. They've defended far more snaps than anybody else. With the game only a couple days away, it looks like both teams will be almost fully healthy, with the 49ers just missing Jimmy Garoppolo, and it looks like Phil Gaines, and guard for the Seahawks, may miss this game. He's going to be questionable, and Xavier Crawford, a defensive back. With that being said, again, it's all about turnovers and defense, like it is every year in the NFL. It comes down to who plays the best defense and who doesn't turn the ball over. This should be a low-scoring, sloppy game, and a fairly one-sided affair, I believe. I think it'll be a close game up until halftime, very low-scoring, and then the action will pick up in the second half, where the 49ers will run away with it, where Kyle and Brock Purdy are comfortable, where they have the lead, and that defense can just do its thing, and the 49ers can run the ball and run that clock out. You just want that clock to hit 0 with your score on the better side and all your guys healthy, or as healthy as possible, especially in a stadium like this where the turf/grass has been known to cause injuries and many problems with players, both on the opposing side of the field and the 49ers side. Usually it seems like the 49ers get the worst of it. The tournament to see who makes it out of the NFC starts Saturday. Let's go Niners. You'll see, is it going to go through Philly or is it going to go through San Francisco this year? Leave your comment down below. Take care and have a good day.